What is good, Boom Bap Nation? Stand the fuck up. Here we go. I told you it was coming. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it. There's already a ton of reviews and a lot of the reaction channels have been reacting to this, which me personally, I'm not a huge fan of reaction channels, but nonetheless, bless them. But most of it I just think is a facade. So it's not how people normally are when they listen to music. So, but hey, maybe it's the actor in them. I don't know. But nonetheless, it is what it is. But there's a lot of reviews for this album, so I'm not going to go into a ton of stuff about this particular MC. Of course, I'm talking about J. Cole. Now, I don't normally do a lot of reviews on your more mainstream hip-hop, but when it comes to the more well-known mainstream MCs, J. Cole was by far my favorite. I think he's one of the top. I think he's the top tier of the mainstream MCs in the game right now. And I just think when it comes to a discography, it's damn near flawless in my opinion. My personal favorite album is Born Sinner. And then I would say right behind it would be the Friday Night Lights mixtape. But again, I don't think there's a miss. You may like a project more than other, but for me, there's no misses. They're all dope. It's just a question of which one is your favorite, or which 2 or 3, or if you went as far as rating them, I guess that's always good too. But here we go. He decides to hit us with a double album, Disc 29, Disc 39, The Fall Off, J. fucking Cole. Now, I actually think this is a cool album cover, but the one I decided to go with is the CD release. So you can go to his website and look for the vinyl or CD. Hopefully eventually the CDs will make its way into stores. But nonetheless, he dropped Disc 29. That's at age 29, he went back to his hometown. He did the same thing at 39, so it was the perspective at 29, perspective at 39. I think what you're seeing is just the growth and the maturity of an older MC. I think in a lot of ways Jay-Z did something similar. A lot of people hated on it, but you grow up, you get into a different space, and you either look forward to where you are or you look back at where you once were. I think this is just kind of a mix of that. I know a lot of people are distracted or caught up on the shit between him and Lamar and Drake, which me personally, I don't care for Lamar or Drake as MCs anyway. I think if Cole wanted to, he could slay them all, but that's just my personal opinion. But I think Cole took the high road because being a fan of Pac and being a fan of Biggie, although I don't think necessarily that was going to happen, I think he came at it from the perspective of we need to chill out because the shit could turn violent, and we have seen beefs in hip-hop turn violent. So it's not like it's way out of left field, but as far as picking sides or he was afraid, that's just a lot of talking. I'm not going to get caught up in that. I don't know J. Cole's mindset. I'm only giving my opinion, what I think, as there is a song that kind of touches on the Biggie and Pac situation. So that's just where I personally stand. I'm not going to go much into more of that because, it was a beef that I really didn't give a shit about in the beginning anyway, because I don't think Lamar's a great lyricist, and I don't think Drake is a dope lyricist either, and I don't think they're on Cole's level, so it's not a beef that I really care about. And I always think if you're a really dope MC and you're on the top tier, then you shouldn't pay attention to those that are looking up above to see you. But I digress from that. So let's get into it real quick. I'm going to just run through Disc 29. You got 29 intro, 2-6, which kind of reminds me of kind of like a trap, just extreme hitting, high energy track. The really dope track 3 is Safety. Then you got Run a Train, Poor Thing, Legacy, Bunts Road Blues, Who the Fuck Is You, or Who TF Is You, which I really enjoyed that track. Drum and Bass, 10 is the Let Out. Bombs in the Ville and Hit the Gas is track 11, and then the really dope Lonely at the Top bonus track 12, which then flows into Disc 39 intro, which it is a long intro. It's almost like 5 minutes long. It does end up going into some really dope rapping. And as far as the production, I do think you could say there's some hits and misses, but I didn't find very many flaws on this album. I just got drawn into the music. The Fall Off is inevitable. The Villist is track 3. The Dope Old Dog is track 4. Wife's Sentence is 5. Only You is 6. Man Up Above is 7. I Love Her Again Track 8, which is kind of a paying homage to Common, and there's a lot of that on this album too. There's a lot of paying. I think it's just paying homage to everything that is about J. Cole. I hold that thought, and then track 9 is What If. Track 10 is Quick Stop. Now, I don't know if Quick Stop. I'm not even going to go there. I was thinking, is Quick Stop maybe Quick, Q-U-I-K, a little homage to DJ Quick? I doubt it, but maybe it's an actual name of a Quick Stop over there in town. And The Whole World is DeVille is really dope, but track 11 and track 12 is Ocean Way. But what I was going to say was, I feel that although this is for the fans, I feel this double album is paying homage to Pac's double album, Biggie's double album, and although I don't doubt that he actually made music for the fans to listen to, I think this was done for J. Cole, and as a fans of hip-hop and Cole, you're kind of being welcomed into this theater of music, and this is where he plants himself and he welcomes us in. Well, I think sometimes, you know how sometimes artists make music for fans? I think this is an example of making music for themselves. They allow us in as guests to live this music and what is going on since Cole's age of 29. That's the way that I feel about this project, and I think if you look at it from that perspective, that's what gets you to understand how incredibly dope this project is, with the lyricism and the storytelling and the production and the homage that he pays throughout this project. So for me, the overall rating I give The Fall Off is 4 mics. So 4 mics is the rating for this double album. Another solid album. Definitely in the top 5, could be top 3, very, very possible. But nonetheless, J. Cole, The Fall Off, 4 mics. All right, peace.